Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Angie and Shane. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
What do we have here behind us?
This is our rabies vector facility, and this is where we keep all of our raccoons when they're young and then when they're ready to be released. So they stay in this area of the compound.
So how does this benefit the raccoons?
This gives them a chance to break human contact. Actually, we hide food and we do things like that in their pen to get them ready for the outdoors, to know what to expect. And one of the regulations with this is we have to have kind of a cage within a cage scenario. So we have to have warning signs up that say, you know, it's an isolation area for rabies vector species and to keep away. And we have to make it so if they escape one enclosure, they can't escape the second enclosure. So,
So should we go in and
Sure.
take a look?
We can go in and take a look. We have a few raccoons in here.
So how many are in this enclosure?
Right now there's only 3, but this summer there was about 43.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
raccoons.
there was a lot of jostling around from pen to pen, and eventually what we want to do is set this whole thing up where we don't have kennels in here. So we have actually, the whole thing is just going to be raccoon right across. So we need to transition to that yet. This just had to go up quickly because we had so many.
And we see Shane in there, and the raccoons are on the complete other side. So you guys are doing something right. The raccoons are afraid of people.
They don't want human contact. They want to be as far away from him as they can. Now when they're babies, they run up to us because they look at us for food. But now they're old enough and ready for release, and they know humans are bad, get away. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're running in the opposite direction.
And that's a really good thing. Adult raccoons going towards people is probably not a very
Not
good thing.
good.
And one of the things we're worried about is because we do have them in captivity, we don't want them to do something like imprinting. And what the imprinting is, the animal gets used to you with food and then comes back for food all the time. Raccoons can get into a lot of trouble. Skunks, of course the bear. What you just don't want to do is be able to get these guys to be wanting to come near people. So right now we're starting to break that bond between human and food so that when they go in the wild, they're going to be able to survive on their own.
And you've been here for maybe, been in this enclosure for maybe about 5 minutes.
Yes.
And they just keep running away from you. They're not even getting close.
Which means we're doing our job right.
Yes.
You can see how nervous they are around people, and even though that we've fed them for months and they've been here for a while, they're still not comfortable with Shane inside of that enclosure.
And they're doing a lot of vocalization right now. They're huffing, which is like kind of almost like a growl. They start to put their ears back, which is an indication of, hey, stay away from me, I'm starting to get defensive. So they're expressing those things that are important to make sure that they know that we're not here to be their food source for the rest of their life.
And then we've said in a previous episode that raccoons love to climb, and this is a really good example of it. They're just climbing on the roof of the enclosure before we started recording, and then now they're back and forth along the wall. So they're really using the capabilities of their wrist and their
And they're quick
fingers.
at it. They're very quick at the climbing, so
Yes.
that helps them get away from things that are trying to get after them. If it's a dog or whatever, they can get up a tree quickly. So I think they're going to do fine.
And also, does surrounding them in their kind of natural environment also benefit the raccoons?
It gets them ready to know the sounds of what they're going to hear out there, and if they've experienced rain, they've experienced wind, so it's not going to be a new thing like an indoor enclosure, so they've been exposed to different elements out here, so they're used to different temperature changes, so that also helps get them released back into the wild.
And if they're inside all the time, that doesn't really help them. Like, it's like taking a raccoon that's been inside for 2 years and just kind of
Outdoor, yeah,
tossing
they
it
won't
out
know
to the
what
wild,
to do.
like, good luck,
Right,
have fun.
exactly. No, these guys are more than ready, and they have their rabies shots, so that's one of the requirements of raising rabies vector species is that they have to be vaccinated before they go back out there.
And that's why I'm not in the enclosure.
Right, exactly.
Because if they bit me, that would not be too good.
Right.
Anytime you have a impact where humans come in contact with a rabies vector, if they've been bitten, scratched, any type of contact, the only way in order to determine whether that person is going to be okay or not is they have to put the animal down because they have to do a rabies test on the brain tissue. So observing these animals from a distance, take pictures, enjoy them, but remember, your contact with that animal might be the difference between life and death for that animal.
And depending on how good your immune system is, life and death for you
Right.
also.
Yeah,
Right.
there is no cure for rabies. Once you get it, you're done.
It's just kind of stuck with it.
Yes.
And raccoons are our main rabies carrier. They're the ones where rabies start from, and every animal out there gets rabies from the raccoon. So that's the starting point, is raccoon rabies. That's why it's such a hot topic in Pennsylvania, because that's the problem in PA, is raccoon rabies.
And the raccoons, they don't want to have rabies.
No, I'm sure they don't want to
They're
be
just kind
sick.
of stuck with it.
Right. They just like to do their thing, but unfortunately, because they have a high body temp and that virus gets to incubate quickly and they're able to pass it on, they're just one of those carriers that does that throughout the whole wildlife cycle, and that's why they're looked at and always put down and tested, because the wild animal always loses out in a situation where they've come in contact with a human or a domesticated animal.
Well, thank you guys so much for telling us about the raccoon enclosure you
You're
have here, like the
welcome.
rabies vector and all that. It was good to kind of learn about this stuff, because some people don't even know this.
They don't even get to see
kind of
it.
things exist.
Right.
And if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram, @ColeShirk.